So, for the people watching live, okay? For the people that are watching the VOD, this shit is weird as fuck. I can't even hold you. Like, oh shit, I didn't even spell it right. I meant to say swag in the thing. But, alright, for the people that is watching live, for the people that is watching on the VOD, what's up? Brody Robinson, what's good? But anyway, I want to talk about the streaming shit real quick, okay? This shit is late as fuck. This shit has been a long time in the making. This is technically my first stream. It won't be my last. I'm gonna be doing this shit consistently. I'm gonna be on here a lot. I'm gonna be doing this shit a lot. I'm gonna be going crazy, man. But however, I do want to say, this shit has taken me 7 months to do. How did it take me 7 months? How did this shit right here take me 7 months? And I'm gonna say it right now. So basically, I had 2 streams. They was fun as fuck, and I knew I wanted to do this shit, you know, as many times as I could. But then, nah, I'm not gonna show it. But basically, I had, you know what, fuck it. I was using this thing the entire time in order to stream, okay? This shit cannot fucking stream, alright? This shit cannot stream, okay? But, ever since then, I had to fucking grind off stream, get a PC up and running, which I do now. God did, you know? But, this shit has been taking me 7 months just to go live, bro. Like, it took me 7 months just to go live again. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this is to tell y'all, no matter how long it takes y'all niggas to do something, go for it if you believe in yourself. I'm trying to tell you. Like, that's one thing about me. The shit that I do right here, I want to inspire niggas. Don't worry about what niggas say. Don't worry about how long it may take a certain thing to happen, bro. Do what you want, bro. It may take a while, but bro, at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it. I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. But we finally here. Took us long enough. Let's get this right. Let's get live. Bye. Alright. That's what I wanted to say about that. We got a couple of things to actually talk about. Shit. We got a couple of things to talk about. Fuck. Okay. Alright. So, I'm a segue. If you see my last few YouTube videos, not my last few, but like a while ago, right? You're gonna see that I had a lot of Kick advertisements on them hoes. Like, yo, follow me on Kick, do this on, like, oh, my YouTube is Brody and my Kick is Brody, right? I'm streaming here, and I would never in my life, well, no, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna stream on Kick. Kick is one of the worst places for me to stream right now. One of the worst places in general, I feel like, to stream. No offense to nobody streaming on Kick, but Kick just doesn't make any damn sense. Like, does it? Like, because a lot of people, they go in there for the money, right? You know, like, they having this whole $16 an hour thing that they got going on, where it's like, oh, you can be anybody and you can make money. That shit doesn't make any sense to me. Because, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, even the big creators, like, if they, like, them staying, they're all signing for, like, 2 years, bro. They all signed it for 2 years, bro. None of them are there because they want to be, I feel like. Like, everyone's just kind of there for a bag, and nobody's there because they want to be. I'm at YouTube because I want to be here. I don't give a fuck about any monetary gain. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I just want to be here because I want to. I feel like I just like it here. Like, it makes sense to keep all of my shit here. Like, bro, like, it doesn't make any sense otherwise. And that's just kind of like my whole thought process about it, because dead ass, like, this shit was like buzzer beater. Like, I made the decision like last minute, bro. Like, this shit, it really could have looked different. Not gonna lie, this shit could have looked hella different, bro. And I decided at the last second, yeah, YouTube's the place, because I had you know what, I'm not even gonna lie, I actually had a couple of content creators telling me to go to Kick. Like, I'm not gonna say names, like, then nobody y'all know, but like, I had content creators telling me to go to Kick, go to Rumble. Well, this guy may be known, but I'm not gonna say his name. A guy that I know told me, just stream on Twitch, like just stream, like, you should probably go on Twitch out of all places, which nah, not today. But see, I'm gonna list all the things wrong with all them places, right? Rumble's like a political platform, not right now. Right now, Rumble's not the move. It's too political. It's like, bro, you don't really have fun on Rumble. You just like, bro. The thing about Rumble is, like, their fucking front page is like government shit and like political things. Like, that's not the move, bro. Is that the move to y'all? Like, dead like, I'm sorry, but I couldn't do Rumble. Like, Rumble just doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't. It just doesn't. But then you got Twitch. I just don't really like the vibe of Twitch. Like, Twitch has kind of always been like what is it called? It's like the fucking, I don't even know what it's called. Like the Poggers community. Yeah. The Poggers. It's like been Poggers like over there, and like nothing really for me over there. Like, I never really fuck with the vibe of Twitch. It was just never really liked it. I could never be on Twitch. Or I won't say that. It's just not really for me. Not really for my community. You know? And then last but not least, Kick. I ain't gonna lie, so many people, personal friends, content creators, said they all want to join Kick. Kick has been looking like the platform that everybody wants to be a part of. It's getting all the big streamers, it's getting all the little streamers, you know, exposure, discoverability, you know, ain't no motherfucker, like, you can say whatever you want shit. It almost seemed perfect for me. Like, I really wanted to go to Kick for the longest. Like, the entire 7 months, I was thinking, no, fuck, I'm about to go to Kick. Like, really, I wanted to stream on both YouTube and Kick for the longest. But then I realized that didn't make any fucking sense. Cause why would I stream on Kick and YouTube? Like, what would be the point of that? Like, I could just stream on one platform. Like, that doesn't make any damn sense to stream on both platforms. It never did. But what I will say is, Kick is like, out of everything, the best. Like I like Kick, I really do. But it just doesn't make sense long term. It's such like a short term solution. Like, all these streamers, I feel like all the big streamers are only there just to collect their bag and leave. They're all signed for 2 years. So it's like, why are they all signed for 2 years? Why are they giving everybody a bag just to get on there? Because eventually, that money's going to run out. What the fuck are they going to do with that? Like, will they always pay these people, like, forever? I don't think so. Like, eventually, the money's going to run out. And once the money runs out, nobody's going to stay over there. Because everybody came over there for the bag. So, yeah. I couldn't do Kick. YouTube, everybody's over here. Like all the shit I built is here. So, it just always made fucking sense why I stick with YouTube. Like, but something like Kick, Twitch, anything like that, Rumble especially, that shit never made any fucking sense for me. It was always YouTube. And I always loved YouTube. I'll always stay on YouTube. That's just how it is. I'll always be here. So, yeah, that's just what it is about that. This shit really helps me. But, alright, so we got 2 things out the way. I want to switch gears to some shit that fucking happened today, and I ain't gonna lie. Today, I was out for 12 fucking hours. I was asleep for 12 hours straight, okay? Oh yeah, by the way, saying this for the VOD, saying this like just in general. I know that the title of this stream is Road to 1K, and I don't have the 1K. I don't have the sub count. But the sub count, and like, this is called Road to 1K, the thumbnail and everything. I ain't gonna lie, I don't fucking care about hitting 1K today. I don't give a fuck. I don't expect to hit 1K today. I don't give a fuck at all. That's not why I'm streaming today. I just wanted to put that out there just in case if there's any confusion. I don't give a fuck at all. I don't give a fuck. I may tell y'all niggas to sub up. I may tell y'all niggas to like the VOD, like the stream. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, the fuck I care for. Like, we gonna hit it regardless, because we gonna hit that shit regardless, my nigga. Like, we too close to not hit it. Like, we like there, bro. We basically at 1,000 already. So I don't really give a fuck about hitting it today. I'm not really trying to hit it today. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So let's switch gears about this bullshit that fucking happened. This highway robbery, bro. How the fuck? See, like, okay, I was asleep for 12 hours, okay? I was asleep for 12 hours because I fell asleep at like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, some shit. I didn't wake up until 3 o'clock p.m., right? First thing I did, I went to my computer because I knew I was going to stream today, right? I opened my phone up, and then I'm scrolling through. Well, not scrolling. I opened it, and a message said that Nurkic, oh, we're going to see what Nurkic does with the Suns. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Nurkic got traded? Like, why? Like, out of all players used to Nurk, okay, I guess. I mean, sure. I log on Instagram, which, by the way, right here. Follow me there. Insta. Brody Robinson. I scroll through Insta, my feed, and I see Damian Lillard in a fucking Bucks uniform. My first thought was like, oh, what the fuck? Damian Lillard is going to the Bucks? Like I was still like half asleep. Like I was still like mentally, I was here, but like mentally I wasn't really here, you know? So then I scroll up to the next picture, and then I realized, what the fuck? Like, this nigga, bro, this nigga's paired up with Giannis. And then I was like, bro, this shit is not fair. Who gives, like, nobody gives a fuck about what the Suns and Trailblazers got. But this nigga is paired up with Giannis? Bro, it's raps. It's curtains. Is it not? Is it curtains? It's got to be curtains. But I haven't seen nobody's opinion still. It's fucking damn near 12. And I still haven't seen nobody's opinions. So I actually wanted to watch a video on that. I actually do want to watch a video about that, which we will in like a few seconds. But like, oh my gosh, like, who allowed this to happen? No, we're gonna watch it now. Who allowed this shit to happen, bro? Shit, we don't even have it pulled up. Fuck. Okay. So we basically got it pulled up. Hold on. Okay. Alright. But that was the thing. I never would have expected this man to go to the Bucks out of all teams. Like, who the fuck would even think about, wasn't this nigga supposed to go to Miami? This nigga was supposed to be in South Beach with motherfucking Jimmy Butler winning not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but this nigga decides to pair up with Giannis and fuck the entire league. And no, he's not gonna win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. He's gonna win 10 because that shit is fucking God. Who the fuck would put the... Imagine guarding these niggas in a pick and roll. This nigga Dame can shoot from 50 feet and this nigga Giannis will dunk over anybody. Who put these niggas together? Like, who allowed it? Like, why doesn't the NBA void this shit? Like, this shit is overpowered. Like, I may be overreacting, but bro, the fucking Trailblazer, the Bucks, they're off limits in 2K now. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm sorry. That's just what it is. They're off limits, bro. They're off limits. That's just what it is to me. But anyway, I actually wanted to see somebody's opinion. We got my boy Switch Out. Let's go ahead and switch over. We got the homie Switch Out's video. I wanted to see this shit real quick, and we'll get on to the real stuff that we're gonna watch. But yeah, let's go ahead.
Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering.
All right, man.
This man, Jeremy.
Damian Lillard just got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks, bro. I'm so excited. I'm so surprised. I had the exact same reaction you guys had. Nobody's seen this coming. I literally just made a video about NBA loyalty, and arguably two of the most loyal players for the last decade, now they're teammates. Kind of the theme of last video was about Giannis and Dame. Giannis was kind of growing frustration with the Bucks because he didn't like the direction of their team. They've been the oldest team in the league for like the last 2 years. and they probably will be this year. And Dame, he's with Portland, and they obviously drafted his replacement. So
I mean,
like those two were mainly what I was talking about. And now they're teammates, and we know that is a perfect duo. Now, the details of this trade, or at least what we know so far, the Bucks, they got Dame. Portland, they got Jrue Holiday, who I don't really expect to stay there. DeAndre Ayton in the...
Hey, man. Let Jrue Holiday get traded to the fucking Clippers. If Jrue Holiday gets traded to the Clippers, do y'all think that's a championship team? I want, do y'all think that's a championship team? Because he's an all-star level guard. A defensive all-star level guard, may I add. They won a they put in one up for the Clippers. I ain't gonna lie, they putting up a banner for the Clippers, but I really want to see that nigga get traded too. I want Jrue Holiday over here, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We gotta get Jrue Holiday over here somehow.
The 3-team trade, a first-round pick, and 2 pick swaps. And the Suns, who jumped into this trade, they got Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. Bro, I'm lost for words. Now I'm gonna try to attack this trade from all angles, including the Miami Heat. The Milwaukee Bucks, obviously, they just got significantly better. The Jrue Holiday trade in 2020, that was a massive move, a championship move. He had the signature steal against Devin Booker in the finals. He had great moments, but I feel like it's ran its course. And I think Giannis kind of knew that, and they really had to make a move to keep Giannis happy. And God damn, did they. I think the big four of Jrue Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez is great. They looked dominant all last year up until they seen Miami in the first round, and Giannis got hurt and they couldn't quite recover. But with that being your big four, and with them taking up a majority of the salary cap, and with Chris Middleton's injury, and with them being older now, and with their bench being a little bit thin, they needed a spark offensively. And Dame, I mean, come on, bro. It's Damian Lillard. I hate to down Jrue Holiday a bit just to emphasize how much better they're going to be, at least offensively. But in the last 2 playoffs, specifically once they lost Chris Middleton or he got injured, Jrue Holiday hasn't really been good. Offensively, he was very inefficient for the last 2-3 playoffs, and defensively, at least last year, and we know he's known as being a perimeter defender, Jimmy Butler ate him alive, so you really couldn't see his value. This is why this move is so big for Milwaukee.
Okay, I know I just went on a whole thing about saying Lillard is gonna kill everybody on the Bucks, but I ain't gonna lie, I'd much rather, fit-wise, bro, they're gonna take a hit. Lillard, he's an offensive god, but you lose so much defense. I don't know. I don't know, bro. High key, some people are saying that Chris Middleton should have been out instead of Lillard. I'm not saying that because they don't have any more wings, but the fit of Jrue Holiday was 20 times. It was so good. It was perfect, damn near. But I don't know. I got to see where this goes. I got to see. Oh, yeah. And by the way, the whole big four of Jrue, Chris, Giannis, and Brook Lopez, that four won a championship. So I didn't think it was that duo specifically. That's a nasty duo. That's a nasty duo. But I'm sorry. I don't know. That's so much. That's a scare. They gotta make one more trade. The Bucks, they gotta make one more trade. I'm sorry. If they trade for a defensive 2-guard, it's curtains. I'm sorry. Fuck the Suns. Fuck whoever else even thinks that they can win. Fuck everybody else. You gotta put the Bucks in one. I'm sorry.
Because now Giannis probably can sign that extension and be happy because he knows he has Dame. I feel like in the 2022 playoffs when they played Boston and they lost in 7, it always reminded me of LeBron in 2015 when he played Golden State. If you look at Giannis's and LeBron's raw efficiencies in those series, you would think they played bad, when in reality they shot bad because they shot a lot because they didn't have much offensive help. Right. Jrue Holiday in that Boston series specifically, he was terrible when he got much more attention without Chris Middleton, because I don't really think that's naturally his role, even beside Giannis. And again, I don't know what Chris Middleton is coming back. So if he's never quite that Chris Middleton we've seen in 2021, and Jrue Holiday is not naturally that guy, they're probably going to have the same end result. Now you replace Drew with Dame. Oh my God, a natural 30-point per game scorer, a natural 3-level scorer, somebody to me that's an underrated playmaker if you give him the right weapons, somebody whose gravity rivals Steph, somebody who's never played with anybody near the greatness or definitely the versatility of a Giannis, somebody who's never really even played on a great defensive team. That pick and roll action between Dame and Giannis is just going to be magical. And they kept Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez. Now they have 2 very great closers if Chris Middleton can get anywhere near back to what he once was. That's, bro, they're easily the favorite.
Wait. Oh, 2 great. Okay, he's talking about Chris Middleton. I thought he was talking about Giannis.
If Chris Middleton can get anywhere near back to what he once was. That's, bro, they're easily the favorites in the East. I know Dame said he wouldn't play with anybody outside of Miami, or they reported that he wouldn't come to anybody else's camp and all that, whatever. But he gets to play with Giannis in arguably the most perfect situation he can possibly ask for. They even pulled up that tweet from 2022 when they asked him who would he play with if he can help get his first ring or something like that. And he said Giannis, and then it just happened. Now,
I'm sorry, last time pausing for a while. How the fuck do these niggas be pulling up like archived ass tweets? Like, y'all like some little ass investigators, bro. Like, how the fuck do y'all even remember this shit? Don't tell me that you niggas literally pulled up Dame's Twitter and just went through all of his tweets just to search up anything related about Giannis in the book. Y'all niggas got too much time in y'all's hands, bro. Like, that shit is OP. Like, that shit is really OD. Like, y'all did not need to do that shit. Y'all really did not need to expose him. But I'm sorry, I just had to go say
for the Blazers, it almost feels like they were hell-bent on not giving Miami exactly what they wanted, and mainly Dame exactly what he wanted. Not saying Portland got fleeced or anything like that, because I like the team and the package they got. DeAndre Ayton is an upgrade from Nurkic. I'm interested to see how him and Scoot Henderson will play off each other. They did get Drew Holiday, who I expect them to flip possibly to Miami, possibly to Philly. He's going to be a hot commodity, and they're going to get picks from that. They got a first-round pick, and they got 2 pick swaps to pair with that first-round pick and whatever compensation they get back from Drew Holiday, I'm assuming. I think Chauncey Billups got a nice little squad. Scoot, Anthony Simons, DeAndre Ayton on a big contract, and Jeremy Grant extended. That's a great place to be left after losing your cornerstone player for the last decade. Now for the Phoenix Suns, I do see people saying they got a little bit worse because they did flip DeAndre Ayton essentially for Nurkic, and DeAndre Ayton is better. But I can see that point, but I see it a little bit differently. With the big 3 they have, the potent offensive big 3 they had with Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant, that's already taken up a lot of the cap. I don't think you really need to pay a traditional center $32-33 million a year. If you can flip him for somebody that gives you similar production, maybe you drop off just a bit and you're able to flex out that cap a little bit more and get more depth, I think you can make that move. And I'm not mad at Phoenix for doing that. I like their roster before this move, and I like their roster after this move. And DeAndre Ayton, I think he needed new scenery. I think it's time that Phoenix kind of ran its course. He was kind of a disappointing first pick, especially considering who you picked him over. You paid him because you really had to, and last playoffs, he was disappointing. I don't think you needed DeAndre Ayton. Now, the obvious biggest losers in all of this, the Miami Heat. Oh my God. You put your whole summer on hold. Pat Riley made basically no moves to get Dame because Dame chose Miami just for you to not get Dame right before the training camp starts. Yes, they've had success. In 2022, they made the Eastern Conference Finals. They was 1 shot away from making the finals. And last year, obviously, they made the NBA Finals and they lost in 6. But that team is not enough, especially with Dame joining Milwaukee. Now, with the much more improved Eastern Conference, we don't know exactly what's going on with Philly, but Milwaukee and Boston, they're clearly the powerhouses in the East. I believe both of them got better. You have to sit for another year with that terrible Kyle Lowry contract, that terrible Duncan Robinson contract that doesn't expire until like 2025. You lost Gabe Vincent and you really made no significant moves. That's sad. I respect the hell out of Heat culture and Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley and everything they built. They made 3.
Bro, let's cut it out with this Heat culture bullshit. I'm sorry, but nobody gives a fuck about that weak ass Heat culture. That shit is overrated as fuck, nigga. I hate that shit so much. Like, that Heat culture has done nothing but get them losses in the finals, bro. Like, can we stop, like, for 5 seconds, talk about this dumbass Heat culture? Like, it doesn't exist. Yes, niggas work hard just to lose in the fucking 4th round, bro. Like, shut the fuck up.
3 conference finals in the last 4 years and 2 NBA finals. Pat Riley and everything they've built. They made 3 conference finals in the last 4 years and 2 NBA finals. But both reasons they lost both finals is because they didn't quite have the dudes. The team they surprisingly beat last year in the first round just got the guy you were supposed to have, and they just got so much better, and they already had the dude, Giannis. So like I said, but that's tough for Miami, and to me, they're clearly the biggest losers in all of this. I'm gonna have much more on this, obviously, as the season prolongs, but to wrap this up, for Miami, that's tough. They're the biggest L's in all of this. For Milwaukee, they just got Dame and Giannis, 2 top 10 players, and to me, the best new duo in the Eastern Conference, and who knows, maybe in the league. I'm gonna still respect Denver, but talent-wise, I mean, I just don't know. And for Phoenix, I know people say they lost because they lost DeAndre Ayton, but they got more depth. They got off of DeAndre Ayton's contract. To me, that was not that great, especially what they already had with the big 3. And they got more flexibility with the cap. I don't mind that for Phoenix. If you guys like this video, like this video. We needed this because the offseason has been so damn dry. Obviously, training camp starts, preseason starts, I believe, like next week.
I mean, we were just in the dead of the offseason. Like, this is, like, it was about that time. It was about that time, bro. It's about that time where shit doesn't happen. Like, that's just what it is. But what did y'all think? Who do y'all think lost? Like, I really don't think there were any losers in that shit. Okay. Like, there were no losers. Like, Portland, they got Ayton, who's like 24. Wait, hold on. How old is Ayton? DeAndre Ayton is... shit. He's 25. When did he turn 25? July. So he just turned 25, bro. Like, dude, like, that's not bad at all. Like, that's literally a young core player. So their young core is now Anthony, Scoot, which one of them got to get shipped sooner or later. Anthony, Scoot, Shaedon Sharp, and DeAndre Ayton. That's like their young core now. Do I see them making the playoffs anytime soon? Hell no. But I ain't gonna lie. That's deadly. I ain't gonna lie. That's a deadly young core. But it can't be them. It can't be the Suns. They just got deeper. For sure. Like, it can't be the Bucks either. Well, it could be the Bucks down the road, because if they don't win another one, then it can quick and easily be another L. So, but yeah. Alright. We moving off from the NBA aspect. Shout out to the NBA. Shout out to Lillard. Shout out to Milwaukee. Shout out to all them over there. But we want to move on to something even better. I've been running into so many motherfucking... You can't see this. I've been running into so many motherfucking good videos that I was planning to watch on stream. But I just never... Like, I just didn't go on stream at that point. Like, I just couldn't. But now we can finally watch some. Because I could have reacted to these as, like, separate videos. But I can finally watch them now. There's about, like, 3-4 videos we can do. Oh. By the way, this is not gonna be that long of a stream. We're gonna get off in like probably like 30 minutes and out. Not 30 minutes. Like a little bit over an hour. We have celebrity voice acting. We can say that one for tomorrow because we're gonna stream for the rest of September, and there's only like 4 days left of September. And after that, we're just gonna stream basically every other day. Let's go with this. A 32-minute video. I'm not gonna spoil what it is. And then there's also another. Okay, so we got like about like an hour of shit to do. Okay. All right. This one I was really looking forward to. I would watch this shit in my spare time, but I wanted to watch this shit specifically for stream. Okay. Now, number one, the first thing we starting off with is Disney, man. We starting off with Disney. I only got one monitor. We starting off with Disney. Disney is perfectly happy with their catastrophic fall. Fuck! Disney is perfectly happy with their catastrophic downfall, bro. I wanted to watch this shit for so long, but I was saving specifically for this day, man. I want to watch this shit so bad, but they've been falling off, man. They've been falling off, and I want to see why. They've been not hitting it in the movie department.
Disney is no longer the magical, wonder-filled universe that it was when we were growing up. Not only have they been making uninspiring, lackluster new films, but they have been going back and changing old stories, altering the narratives of iconic creations. To make things even worse, they buy out competitive film studios who are actually making cinematic masterpieces and drag them into the mud. But
wait, imagine. I'm sorry. I did not mean to pause it in the between. We may have to rewatch that.
The people have had enough with Disney's boring and bleak vision for the future. They are losing hundreds of millions of dollars.
Because that could have been bad. Okay, alright, restart.
Disney is no longer the magical, wonder-filled universe that it was when we were growing up. Not only have they been making uninspiring, lackluster new films, but they have been going back and changing old stories, altering the narratives of iconic creations. To make things even worse, they buy out competitive film studios who are actually making cinematic masterpieces and drag them into the mud. But the people have had enough with Disney's boring and bleak vision for the future. They are losing hundreds of millions of dollars, bombing at the box office with record low sales, stock prices dropping to the lowest in decades, and while you think this may be an indication they need to change, it is only going to get worse. The real reason Disney is refusing to pay attention to their imminent doom is much deeper and darker than you could ever imagine. You are not just blinded by nostalgia. Disney was actually at its peak from 1989 to 1999. This was known as the Disney Renaissance, where some of their best movies were created. The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Hercules, Mulan, Tarzan. These 8 classics all received an overwhelmingly positive critical reception, but more importantly, the fans loved it. Each film generated hundreds of millions of dollars in the box office. The Lion King earned the most at nearly $1 billion, making it the 57th most successful film of all time.
I'm sorry, that does not say Despicable Me 2 right here, bro. Despicable Me 2 was the second, bro, like 56th of all time. That shit made more money than The Jungle Book. Holy fuck. More than Pirates of the Caribbean, bro. Holy fuck, Despicable Me 2 must have been a fucking great film.
These films were so successful that even their soundtracks were selling millions of copies. The Little Mermaid 6 times platinum, Beauty and the Beast 3 times platinum, Aladdin 3 times platinum, Pocahontas 3 times platinum. The Lion King reached diamond status. Now I did skip over possibly the most iconic animated film of the 90s, Toy Story. And that's because Disney did not actually create this film. In the 80s, Pixar was just an animation group making commercials as a step towards their ultimate goal of making an animated feature film. The studio made shorts to test their RenderMan software and produce animation challenges for the team. Tin Toy successfully garnered attention from Disney, who wanted to expand the idea, making a film from the perspective of a toy. They developed a relationship where Disney agreed to distribute 3 films for Pixar, as well as provide connections and budget to land superstars Tom Hanks and Tim Allen as lead roles. But Pixar had never written a movie. Luckily, their co-founder John Lasseter had previously been an employee of Disney and worked on The Fox and the Hound, so John was tasked with writing Pixar's first film. He spent nearly 2 years working on the first version of Toy Story that depicted Woody as a cynical jerk.
Who said your job was to think, Spring Wiener?
Well, I just thought that
use this vast reserve of brain power to consider this for a moment. If it wasn't for me, Andy wouldn't pay any attention to you at all. In fact, my sketchy friend, you would have been hauled away to Goodwill a long time ago, so shut your mouth and get them off the bed.
When Pixar pitched this,
holy shit, bro. Life would have been different if they went through with this dumbass idea. Holy fuck. Imagine a whole Toy Story and the plot is just Woody being an asshole, bro. Bro, imagine how many people would grow up being a dickhead. Because there's already a good amount of people that are just fucking dumb already. But now you just have niggas, bro, oh my gosh. Bro, imagine a world where Toy Story wasn't even Toy Story, bro. Oh my gosh. Whoever changed the idea, bro, thank you, bro. Like, in all honesty, God, thank you, bro.
Disney executives hated it. They thought the characters were mean-spirited and would send the wrong message to children, so they shut down production of the film. John was embarrassed and begged for another chance. Disney gave him 2 weeks to develop another version. The second iteration of the film depicted a perspective of toys who desperately want to be played with because they love and care about their owners deeply. Disney greenlit the film, and luckily it paid off. In 1995, Toy Story released and earned $373 million worldwide, becoming the second highest grossing film of 1995, the first ever full-length computer-generated film, and a classic that shaped the childhoods of millions. Pixar and Disney followed that up with A Bug's Life and Toy Story 2, adding to the catalog of amazing films. But it wasn't just these animated films that made Disney so iconic during the Renaissance. You also had The Mighty Ducks, Cool Runnings, Angels in the Outfield, The Jungle Book, Hocus Pocus, The Parent Trap, Heavyweights. Let me know some of your favorites. It's also important to understand that during the 90s, Disney also owned 2 major production studios, Touchstone and Hollywood Pictures. Touchstone produced Armageddon, Pretty Woman, Dead Poets Society, Sister Act, while Hollywood Pictures produced Tombstone, The Sixth Sense, and a bunch of others I don't personally recognize. In short, Disney absolutely dominated the 90s. They created iconic moments of magic that taught us valuable life lessons. They taught us right and wrong, never pretend to be something you are not, listen to your parents, love and cherish your family, lessons that would make us well-rounded human beings. However, they did get their fair share of criticism back then as well. The Hunchback of Notre Dame explores themes such as lust, obsession, and religious hypocrisy, which are more mature and intense than typical Disney fare. The character of Esmeralda was critiqued for her sexualized design, objectifying and misrepresenting her character. The 1989 VHS cover of The Little Mermaid was banned and later changed when people noticed it contained phallic imagery. But these days, many people think we should have been harsher on Disney.
Bro, people just have a dirty mind. That's not on Disney, bro. Just fucking realize that it ain't all wrong, bro. Like, come on now. Y'all remember that Lion King? Y'all remember that Lion King poster? I'm surprised. Did they actually like get Lion King like banned or in trouble for that too? Like, cause like if you look hard enough, if you squint hard enough, there's dirty pictures everywhere, bro. Like, that shit ain't new, bro.
Disney films in the 90s, which has caused people to go back in the past and become critical of what they thought were great films. And before we absolutely dismantle your favorite childhood films, let me tell you about today's sponsor. Underdog Fantasy is that's a max code Patrick's first deposit up to 5. So for easiest Aladdin one-dimensional was criticized. Sign up with my code PatrickCC to take advantage and win some money. Aladdin as a whole was criticized for perpetuating negative stereotypes and presenting a distorted and one-dimensional view of the Arab world. They also thought that the casting of white actor Robin Williams to voice the genie, who is a mystical being living in a lamp, was considered whitewashing since the character had cultural connotations associated with the Middle East.
That's true, but the nigga is blue. It's fine if he's not you know, cultured. The nigga is blue. It's fine. Like, who gives a shit? Like, it don't matter. Like, what does, like, if another nigga voiced him, nobody would even notice, bro. It's fine.
Disney also went back and changed controversial lyrics in the song Arabian Nights. A joke from the bloopers reel in Toy Story 2 raised so much controversy in 2019 that Disney decided to remove it.
You know, I'm sure I could get you a part in Toy Story 3. I'm sorry, are we back? Oh, all right, girls. Lovely talking with you.
Considering the sexual misconduct allegations against Disney executives, this joke didn't age well. Pocahontas was accused of appropriating and commodifying Native American culture for profit, without showing proper respect or understanding of the cultures and traditions they were depicting, while also being too historically inaccurate. They also depicted a relationship that falsely represented how natives felt about European settlers. Their song Savages is a war song in the film with some questionable lyrics. Their whole disgusting race is like a curse. Their skin's a hellish red. They're only good when dead. They're different from us, which means they must be evil. People were angry that they made such an abhorrent song into a catchy tune. However, defenders simply say that this is an accurate way to depict how horrifying and absurd their mindset was. Disney did go back and change some of the lyrics, from their whole disgusting race is like a curse to here's what you get when the races are diverse. However, there is no argument that the Renaissance era was Disney's peak, and the only reason they survived throughout the 2000s was because of their ability to buy the companies that were actually making great art. The 2000s is often described as Disney's experimental era, because the company started trying different ventures to keep their billions flowing in. The Disney Channel was their venture into daytime television and was the last original creation before they kinda gave up. Even Stevens and Lizzie McGuire were their first big successes in the live-action sector, which led to huge hits like That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, and Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yo, what was y'all's favorite Disney sitcom, man? Like, for me, it's gotta be Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. It's gotta be Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, bro. Like, no. Sweet Life on Deck. That shit was fucking fire, bro. That shit was fucking flames, bro. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. But That's So Raven is a close second. Like, bro, in the 90s, Disney was releasing animated films. That was a good era. But to 2000s with Disney Channel and all their TV shows, I'm sorry. Like, to me, that is the best era. Let me know, what is the best era to y'all, bro? Because to me, it'll always be the 2000s. Sweet Life on Deck, That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, them shits, bro. Like, you can't. 4-0 Disney Channel against Nickelodeon. Sorry.
These shows rooted our problems as tweens into reality. They depicted fun adventures while also tackling real problems like how to talk to your first crush, how to combat bullies, going through puberty, among other growing pains. Every single one of their successful TV shows were turned into movies, which speaks to their experimental nature. But they also produced original TV movies like Smart House, Cadet Kelly, the Halloween Town series, and of course, High School Musical. For the people that didn't grow up during this era, it's hard to describe how much the Disney Channel impacted children. Kids in the 50s through the 70s pretty much only watched cartoons on Saturday mornings. 80s and 90s kids watched before school and after school, but had less variety and autonomy over what they were watching. Early 2000s kids grew up with multiple TVs in the house. If parents wanted to control the television, they likely had a playroom TV or bedroom TV where they could watch whatever they want. They had DVRs, playback software, endless amounts of reruns, and even multiple channels that aired the same shows. Disney Channel shows were averaging anywhere from 4 to 10 million viewers on the premieres alone. Hannah Montana and the Cheetah Girls became international superstars, doing stadium tours with 10,000 plus people singing songs that were based on a Disney Channel TV show. And while their live-action TV thrived, their animated TV shows were much weaker than competitors Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. But they still had some solid new additions with The Proud Family, Kim Possible, and Phineas and Ferb. All of those also got their own TV movies. But if it wasn't for Pixar, Disney's animated film presence would have tanked. They started the 2000s with The Emperor's New Groove, which fans loved, but it failed to meet the financial success of the Renaissance-era films, only profiting about $70 million, which isn't enough for Disney. From here, hand-drawn animation was being considered obsolete, and Disney had not been working on computer-generated animation. To make things worse, there was new competition on the horizon: DreamWorks. Disney created a competitor to Pixar and DreamWorks called Secret Lab, but the films they produced failed to meet expectations. Dinosaur was their 2000 film that featured CGI prehistoric creatures. The movie was just alright, not impressive enough for their CGI debut. It secured over $300 million in the box office, but they expected more. Secret Lab closed down after one failure. Pixar exploded again with Monsters Inc., and DreamWorks came out of the gates hot with Chicken Run and Shrek. Shrek 2 secured $900 million in the box office. Disney was trembling. The Lilo and Stitch movie was the last original bona fide hit Disney had since the 90s, grossing $273 million, but it still didn't even come close to Pixar. Finding Nemo grossed nearly $1 billion worldwide, The Incredibles $600 million, Monsters Inc. $500 million. But it wasn't even just the money. Disney's animation was outdated, and their storylines were almost exactly the same from 1989 now into the 2000s. They knew they could not compete with the creativity of Pixar or DreamWorks, so CEO Bob Iger decided to acquire Pixar in 2006 for $7.4 billion.
Bro, it took them that long to acquire them?
Every movie after 2006 by Pixar could technically be considered a Disney movie, but John Lasseter at Pixar was not going to let them ruin his films. He demanded that Disney executives have little power over the creative direction of Pixar films, and since Disney needed Pixar, they obliged, and saw even more success. Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up. Pixar saved Disney, but only for a little bit. To make matters worse for Disney, they were struggling to find big success in live-action films. There was really only 2 films that carried this era: Pirates of the Caribbean, which became a multi-billion-dollar series over the next 2 decades, and Chronicles of Narnia, which also grossed over $1 billion worldwide, even though that was technically a spin-off from a book series written in the 50s. Other than that, we got some cult classics like The Princess Diaries, Freaky Friday, Bridge to Terabithia, and Remember the Titans. However, as we went into the 2010s, Disney Channel ratings started to dwindle. The only show still gaining viewership was Wizards of Waverly Place. By that point, kids like me were in high school and moving on from Disney. It seemed like every sector of their business was facing imminent disaster as we passed 2010. Their TV cartoons weren't as good as Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, their animated films weren't as good as Pixar and DreamWorks, their live-action TV shows were losing steam, and honestly, they never really had booming success with live-action films aside from a few. So instead of buckling down, figuring out where they are going wrong, figuring out how to create wonderful, imaginative universes like they did in the 90s and for nearly 100 years before, they took the easy way out and just bought out companies who were actually making great art. Disney actually has a long history of buying companies that are competing with them, or buying into industries they want to take part in. Like in 1993, they purchased the Mighty Ducks hockey team and the California Angels baseball team. Why? Because they wanted to make a hockey movie and a baseball movie, and they weren't just going to waste an opportunity to create a money-making professional sports empire. Well, they failed, but the movies were pretty good. Then in 1996, they purchased ESPN as a whole when they acquired ABC Inc. And
these niggas bought entire teams? They just have money like that? Bro, y'all are a movie company, and y'all sitting up here buying teams, nigga, all because, bro, that shit is mind blowing to me. Holy shit, dude, y'all don't need a fucking NHL team to sell movie tickets. Like, y'all must really got bread like that. Like, I'm so sorry, but like, bro, what the fuck? Who would go up in the Disney front office and be like, you know what, guys, you know what we need to do? You want to know what's gonna save the goddamn brand? Let's buy the Mighty Ducks real quick. Let's buy an NHL team. Let's buy ESPN real quick. That shit. Oh my gosh, they really throwing money at everything. Fuck.
To save you a bunch of time, this is every single company that Disney owns today. Real estate companies, theme parks, merchandising, Vice, National Geographic, Hulu, and even GoPro. Disney has their white gloves in just about every business imaginable. They were once a company that took pride in creating cinematic masterpieces to last decades. With the help of Bob Iger, they became focused on one thing and one thing only: profit. And in the start of the 2010s, they did pretty dang good after they purchased Marvel Entertainment for $4.4 billion. Many people thought Disney acquiring Marvel would remove some of the edge these Marvel characters had. Just like John Lasseter made sure Disney didn't ruin Pixar, Marvel's president Kevin Feige was going to continue to control the creative direction for future films. Kevin produced most of the iconic Marvel movies in the early 2000s. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Fantastic Four. Marvel was on fire, and Disney's newfound ownership would surprisingly make things better in the beginning. Feige had a vision for the Marvel Cinematic Universe that no one had attempted before on the big screen. His plan was to make an interconnected universe of films all building to one finale. Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, they came out of the gates hot. The Avengers securing $1.5 billion worldwide, which made it the 3rd highest grossing film of all time in 2012. Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man. Marvel was releasing 2 huge feature films per year, and each time it was a cultural event. All the way up through 2019, they were breaking records left and right. Deadpool, Thor Ragnarok, Deadpool 2, Venom, all were massive. Then Black Panther, becoming the highest grossing film directed by a black filmmaker, grossing over $1.3 billion. The film celebrated black culture in a groundbreaking way, offering a vision of Africa through the fictional nation of Wakanda that was rich, advanced, and uncolonized. The film showcased a specific, beautiful black aesthetic, from Afrocentric natural hair to carefully designed costumes drawing from various African references. This attention to detail reflected the diversity of black culture and identity. But the 2 movies that wrapped up Marvel's decade-long dominance are Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Infinity War grossed $2 billion at the box office, making it the highest grossing superhero film of all time, only to be beaten by Endgame the next year, $2.7 billion worldwide. Many people believe these 2 movies are in the top 10 best superhero films films of all time, and they also believe them to be the end of Marvel's dominance. After all, it was Kevin Feige's vision to build all these stories throughout the years until they came together in Endgame. Pixar continued to steamroll ahead in the 2010s. Toy Story 3 became the highest grossing animated film of all time. Brave, which was a new story that became a massive hit, earning $500 million in the box office. Monsters University grossed over $700 million. Then Inside Out was even bigger at $850 million. Finding Dory was another billion-dollar box office success. If you look at Pixar's catalog from 1995 to 2017, they had one flop, one of the most impressive runs in history. Disney was in total domination at the start of the 2010s. Yeah, they were being carried by their acquisitions, but they made a short comeback from their own animation studio. Wreck-It Ralph in 2012 was a very Pixar-inspired film about the lives of video game characters inside the arcade machines. Earning a solid $500 million at the box office got the momentum building for what was about to come. Frozen, the highest grossing animated film of all time, beating out Toy Story 3, $1.28 billion. But the success of Frozen was more than just money. Disney was able to recreate the magic and cultural dominance they had in the 90s, an original princess movie with addicting musical performances, valuable life lessons for kids like learning to be brave, take risks, communicate your conflicts, and always love your friends and family. It just felt right to see my little sister have an iconic Disney film to grow up with. Then they followed up with Big Hero 6 and Moana, both solid additions to the new Pixar-inspired Disney catalog. They also took a big step progressively. In 2014, on an episode of Good Luck Charlie, Disney displayed a same-sex couple for the first time.
Taylor has two moms.
Oh, wow.
Something that would become a key part of all of their films years later. Their live-action films Cinderella and The Jungle Book were also huge hits. Beauty and the Beast earned over $1 billion. By the mid-2010s, everything was booming again. Disney just could not miss. In 2012, they purchased Lucasfilm, the creators of Star Wars, for $4 billion. Although this acquisition financially would be fruitful for Disney, there are a lot of mixed opinions regarding the execution of these films.
I really wish we lived in a world where Disney planned out this trilogy. In Rise of Skywalker's events, I walked out of it still liking Star Wars. I walked out of Cats not sure if I liked visual media anymore. Return of the Jedi, it's bad, 6 out of 10. Rogue One, it's pretty good, 6 out of 10. Rise of Skywalker, it's so bad, it's just awful, 6 out of 10. Bro, I don't watch See, I'm gonna go ahead and be the first one to say this. I don't fucking care about Star Wars at all, okay? What's good, bro? Hans? What's good, Hans? I don't know anything about Star Wars, but what I can say is that I feel like it's overhated. I don't fucking care about Star Wars, but I watched, it was The Last Jedi, right? It was The Last Jedi, okay? The Last Jedi was a top tier movie. I will go ahead and say that shit right now. I don't care, like, I don't care what Star Wars fans gonna say. I'm a casual that I don't know what the fuck I am talking about. Y'all niggas can say whatever the fuck y'all want to, dead ass. Like, I may be I don't watch Star Wars, but bro, Star Wars, that shit is a top 10. That shit is a top 10, bro. That's a top 10. I'm sorry, it's a top, like that, like The Last Jedi was a top 10, bro. But then you also got and even Marvel fans too. I'm gonna say this shit right here. The MCU is not dead. It's not dead. It's just that you niggas don't know what y'all really want. Like, Marvel film, like what they used to do, there's a clear drop off in quality. But I still feel like it's good. It's just that we don't give a fuck about just if shit's good anymore. We just gotta get some shit that's like we gotta get some like, it can't just be good no more. Like, niggas don't want just good shit no more. They want some great. I feel like now, like, you niggas just don't know what y'all want. I feel like, and I'm talking to Marvel fans. I'm not talking to Star Wars fans. I'm talking to Marvel fans. You niggas need to know what the fuck y'all want, bro. Cause y'all are talking about some, like, you know, we don't know what we don't know where this is going. Y'all know exactly where the fuck this is going. It's a multiversal story. Y'all know exactly what's gonna happen next. Y'all just don't like the fact that it's not the exact same thing as before. Like, like, it's building up. Like the first phase, the first thing, like, it was building up to this. It's doing the same thing. It's just that y'all don't want another build up. Y'all just want another event, bro. Like, hold on.
Their first release with Lucasfilm was in 2015, Star Wars The Force Awakens, which as it sits is the 11th highest grossing film of all time adjusted for inflation, earning $2 billion. A huge success, but it didn't actually continue the Star Wars story that was developed for the past 40 years. It's like they changed everything the fans knew and loved about their characters and wrote a new story. Visually, it was stunning, and people who were new to the franchise adored it, but longtime fans were disappointed, hoping the second film would be better. Rogue One in 2016 took a bit of a risk casting lesser known, or at the time not A-list actors, Felicity Jones and Diego Luna. Disney executives were supposedly not fully satisfied with the first cut, and will bring in writer and director Tony Gilroy to help with the movie. With his help streamlining it all, reconceptualizing the story, reshooting scenes and editing, with the iconic Darth Vader fight scene being added right at the end of filming, the movie would be a huge hit. It was the last critically acclaimed and beloved Star Wars movie, despite having a $1 billion decrease in revenue from the previous one. Star Wars is a multi-generational classic that is always going to bring in revenue due to it being the most popular film franchise of all time. Using revenue alone is not an accurate representation of how the community felt about these films, and there are people who dedicate their entire lives diving into the insane complexity that is this cinematic universe that George Lucas created. So to sit here and describe where every film went wrong would take forever, but there is some crucial information to understand why Disney tainted the Star Wars legacy. Disney CEO Bob Iger wrote in his 2019 memoir that George Lucas wrote outlines for a Star Wars trilogy. Bob said, "We needed to buy them, though we made it clear in the purchase agreement that we would not be contractually obligated to adhere to the plot lines he had laid out. Instead, Disney gave creative control to director J.J. Abrams, screenwriter Michael Arndt, and Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. From the very beginning, George Lucas saw them ruining his vision for the trilogy. He felt betrayed. Disney loved his ideas and bought him out only to change everything they loved. And instead of them coming up with their own cohesive story, they let multiple directors take the leads for different films. Rian Johnson for The Last Jedi and J.J. Abrams for The Rise of Skywalker. Critics say these films subvert our expectations, but that's just a fancy way of saying it's unpredictable. And just because it's unpredictable doesn't mean it's good. The film's decisions regarding character arcs, plot twists, and the identity of certain characters felt totally random and lacked continuity. Going against the man who created this franchise obviously pissed off longtime fans, and although each movie brought in serious profits, they felt like Disney took advantage of George Lucas and the massive Star Wars community. Financially speaking, throughout the 2010s, Disney reigned supreme, with almost no dents in their armor, but the only way to go from here was down, starting with Pixar, the studio that saved them 20 years earlier. John Lasseter, Pixar and Walt Disney Animation Studios' chief creative officer, took a leave of absence in 2017 after revelations last year that he sexually harassed multiple employees during his tenure. At Pixar, John was known for grabbing, kissing, making comments about physical attributes. John responded with, "I've recently had a number of difficult conversations that have been very painful for me. It's never easy to face your missteps, but it's the only way to learn from them." Lasseter made himself the victim, hoping to gain sympathy of those who oppose this sudden Me Too movement. Disney didn't fire him until he finished the projects that he was working on. He stayed there for another year to finish Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4. Both were massive commercial and critical successes. Although John was exposed for being a relentless creep, deserving of his termination, there is no doubt that he was the creative genius at Pixar. After he left, Pixar died. Onward was a box office flop and received controversy for this clip.
"It's not easy being a new parent. My girlfriend's daughter got me pulling my hair out, okay?"
The officer mentions her girlfriend's daughter, obviously stating that she is a lesbian. Most people didn't even notice this quick line. In fact, the LGBTQ community was pretty happy about it. However, this short scene got the film banned in multiple Middle Eastern countries. From there, Soul was a flop. Luca was a flop. Turning Red managed...
Bro, Soul was amazing, but most of this shit, I hope he brings this up, most of this shit was because it was put on Disney Plus, bro. Ain't nobody checking for Disney Plus like that. Like, Disney Plus is a good streaming platform, but like, this was like 2020, 2021 shit where COVID was kicking everybody ass. Bro, this was not because these movies were bad. Like, Turning Red, I heard, was pretty good. Soul was pretty fucking good. Onward was not the best, but it was alright. Like, bro, COVID-19 fucked everything up. So that's why these films flopped, and not because of their quality. I'm gonna go ahead and defend Disney one time.
To bear Eastern countries. From there, Soul was a flop, Luca was a flop. Turning Red managed to barely make a profit, but when you consider marketing expenses, it's still a flop. Pixar was spending $100 to $200 million per film to make these detailed, beautiful universes, but lacked any decent storytelling to keep you engaged. Lightyear was the unforeseen spin-off of Toy Story's Buzz Lightyear. And in this one, Pixar took their inclusion to new heights when they displayed a same-sex couple kissing. Conservatives claimed Lightyear was an attempt by Disney to indoctrinate children and shape their beliefs. Social media saw a firestorm of different opinions online, and the movie failed in the box office. But not just because of controversy, it's because they depicted Buzz as more of a human than the toy we all know and love. It was voiced by not Tim Allen, and it's an origin story that nobody really needed in the first place.
Correct.
It's hard to say what exactly went wrong at Pixar in the past few years. It can't simply be Lasseter's exit because he was hired by Skydance Animations and their first movie Luck was a commercial and critical failure. Pixar has never had so many failures commercially and critically in their entire history. They are on life support and don't know how to save themselves. The next sector of Disney's business to go was their own animation studio. Instead of taking risks on new storylines, they continued pushing what was working. Ralph Breaks the Internet was a solid sequel that was loved by fans and critics, also turned a decent profit. Frozen 2 was bound to be a smash hit and ended up being bigger than they probably imagined. $1.4 billion in the box office. The second highest grossing animated film of all time.
No, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do this. Internationally, it almost made $1 billion? What the fuck? Holy shit. That shit caught me way off guard. Holy hell. Oh god, okay. Internationally, that shit made $1 billion. I would not have expected that. Holy fuck, man. I'm sorry.
$4 billion in the box office. The second highest grossing animated film of all time. Hopefully this was enough profit to handle all the loss they were about to take in the 2020s. Raya and the Last Dragon. Flop. Encanto had an okay box office performance, but got more popular once it was added to the Disney Plus streaming service. Strange World was a massive box office failure and had yet another LGBTQ controversy. The main character, Ethan Clade, is an openly gay teenager whose crush is the male character, Diazo. This is the first Disney film with an openly gay lead character. Teachers in Florida were being investigated for showing this film to their students. Opposers think that Disney Animations is failing because they choose not to write an interesting and meaningful storyline, but rather focus on pushing an agenda to children. However,
ain't that what all these fucking things do at the end of the day, bro? Like, bro, they just push agendas, bro. That's all they do. Like, they don't make good story. Like, I feel it. Like, at the end of the day, like, bro, make a good story, and at the end of the day, we'll fuck with whatever you're selling. But I feel like too many people just getting mad over nothing. Like, bro, it's just a gay relationship. As long as the story is good, then who gives a shit? Like, bro. But I've never seen some of these trash ass movies, but I know they're trash, so it don't really matter. But I just feel like we too focus on the random shit, bro. Like, is the movie good? And if you're gonna tell me that it's not good just because it had this one thing in it, then you don't have a real argument. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Disney, they just need to get back. Bro. Like, Disney has been making some shit movies, but I feel like some movies have been overcrowded by the fact that, oh, this one random thing that majority of people don't like this one thing that majority of people didn't like in it happened into it, and now all of a sudden it's just like in so much controversy and nobody wants to watch it and everybody hates it automatically. Like, bro, I don't think it always should be like that. I feel like it should just be like, is the movie good or not? If it's not, it is what it is. If it is, it is what it is, bro. Like, let's stop being focused on so many little shit, so many agendas, bro. Like, stop it, bro.
However, the LGBTQ community feels like they're finally getting deserved representation in films. But Disney made their stance towards the LGBTQ community very clear in March of 2022, when Florida legislator passed HB 1557, otherwise known as the Don't Say Gay Bill. This bill prohibits instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity in grades kindergarten through 3rd grade. The bill is framed around the fundamental rights of parents to make decisions regarding the upbringing and control of their children. Since Disney World is located in Florida, they were pressured to take a stance. They issued a statement. Florida's HB 1557 should have never been passed and should never have been signed into law. Our goal as a company is for this law to be repealed by the legislator or struck down in the courts.
If you gay, lesbian, queer, anything, my nigga, you can fuck with us, okay? That's exactly what they're saying with this shit. You can fuck with us because, you know, we support y'all, which is fine. But, like, they really said this shit in order to get them niggas on their side, bro. Like that, there's no other way around it. No other way around
to block this law while it was in process, and as far as we know, have not made any progress towards getting it changed. Walt Disney Studios was able to offset some of the losses from their 2 animation studios failing with live-action remakes of classics. From 2015, Disney has been on a remake tirade. Cinderella, The Jungle Book, Alice Through the Looking Glass, Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Aladdin, Lady and the Tramp. All of these were very safe and solid box office successes, but the biggest was none other than The Lion King, earning $1.6 billion, making it the highest grossing animated film of all time. However, these safe remakes would come to a screeching halt. Mulan, Cruella, Pinocchio, Peter Pan all failed to make substantial revenue. Now, this could be due to the pandemic shutting down theaters and people being scared to go out in public, but it's more likely that Disney fans are just exhausted from the oversaturation of old stories. So they threw a curveball at a classic. The Little Mermaid 2023 was a live-action remake that casted Halle Bailey as Ariel. This made headlines because the original 1989 animation depicted Ariel as a white woman, whereas Halle is African American. Disney has been accused of whitewashing their characters for years, but we don't often see them totally change the race of one of their main characters. Critics accuse Disney of blatantly pandering, trying to change something that was a non-issue in the first place. However, defenders pointed out that mermaids don't have a race because they are not real, and Disney has had very few black lead characters over the years. Some people in the—
Hey man, look. As long, bro, who cares? Like, if Halle Berry is gonna be, you know, the Little Mermaid, man. Oh shit, I forgot this DDG's girl. My fault. I'm sorry. I did not mean that. My bad, DDG. I'm sorry. Yo, I did not mean that. My fault, DDG. Don't expose me in one of your fucking streams. Don't talk shit, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I forgot. You know, that's your girl. My bad. That's on me. My fault. I'm sorry.
The middle thought that the lead just didn't look like Ariel, specifically because her hair is orange and not red. Normally, these controversies lead to failure, but fans and critics seem to like this movie, and it made a nice profit. However, their upcoming Snow White remake has easily received the most controversy out of them all, and it hasn't even come out yet. It all started with the casting of Rachel Zegler, a Colombian American set to play the role of Snow White. This specific princess is known for having pale white skin and dark hair, but Rachel's skin color is not why people are angry. It's her constant reminders that she hates the original story.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Okay.
There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power. I just mean that it's no longer 1937. I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again.
Even people who are extremely—
like, you hate the fuck out of you hate this shit so much. Why be a part of it then? Like, if you don't like, I'm not gonna sit up here and just say a bunch of shit, but like, bro, you're a part of this project that apparently you hate so much. Like, what's the point of being a part of it at that point? Like, god damn, like, she hated the fuck out this project. Holy shit. She must not have been getting work in order to be taking this shit on. I'm just gonna put it out there now. She had to have not been getting any roles, unfortunately. That's why she said yes to it. Because if you hate this shit that much, just go ahead and decline it. It's not that serious. But why would she say the same thing in 3 different interviews, bro? Like, did you think this was like a great selling point to market your like? This was a stupid, by shitting on the original just to talk good about the new one. That doesn't make anyone happy. Like, what the fuck? Who told you to say these things? Like, you have a shitty PR team. Like, you got a shitty PR team, marketing team. Whoever told you to say this shit, you gotta fire him. I'm sorry.
Only for Disney reshaping and modifying their classics to fit a modern society think Rachel is annoying, entitled, and disrespectful. And on top of that, she doesn't think she's being paid enough.
If I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
She's like everything people hate about this generation distilled into a single person. There have been rumors that Disney plans on axing this film due to the controversy. If that becomes true, it would forever change the way they cast their lead characters. If they don't axe the film, it sends the message to future leads that you can disrespect the legacy of Disney, insert your unwanted opinions, all while elevating your fame and getting paid millions of dollars. Marvel has not been able to escape this downfall either. Aside from Spider-Man and Black Panther, who were certified billion-dollar hits, their rollout of new films have been catastrophic. The New Mutants, The Kingsman, Morbius, Eternals, which was their first openly gay superhero, all bombed at the box office. This is especially bad when you consider these movies have $200 million budgets. Their new TV series She-Hulk, WandaVision, Ms. Marvel, and Secret Invasion are not drawing much excitement from fans either. And rumors are circulating that some of these TV episodes are costing upwards of $25 million to make. In an effort to cut costs, they aren't shrinking budgets and writing better stories, they are just laying off hardworking people. Bob Iger announced his plan to reduce costs by $5.5 billion, which included reducing the workforce by 7,000 employees. One of these employees was Marvel executive Ike Perlmutter, who was the man who sold Marvel to Disney 15 years ago. Disney has bought extremely valuable IP from culturally significant studios, rinsed every dollar they could out of them, and reshaped the narratives to tell a more modern and socially acceptable story. But they are now in panic mode. It's not working anymore. They have lost $900 million in their last 8 releases, and just a week ago their stock price hit a 9-year low when it fell below $84 in 2023. So if going woke is clearly pissing off fans and dragging their financials into the mud, why are they doing it? Is it because they genuinely care about inclusion and making people of all kinds feel comfortable and happy? Well, when you learn about the Corporate Equality Index, you might think differently as to why companies are all of a sudden being so forward with their political ideologies. For the 16th year in a row, Disney received a score of 100 on the Human Rights Campaign Foundation's Corporate Equality Index. The CEI score is administered by the Human Rights Campaign, the largest LGBTQ political lobbying organization in the US. This score is given to companies that meet certain criteria such as workforce protections, inclusive benefits, supporting an inclusive culture, and the big one being corporate social responsibility. CSR is the one we will notice the most because of the rules that must be followed to earn a full score in this area. Marketing or advertising in LGBTQ consumers, advertising with LGBTQ+ content, advertising in LGBTQ media or sponsoring LGBTQ organizations and events, and demonstrated public support for LGBTQ+ equality under the law through local, state, and federal legislation or initiatives. Companies are rewarded with essentially a social credit score based on how inclusive they are. Investors often consider a company's CEI score as an indicator of potential future backlash over human rights violations or other controversies. A high CEI score can reassure investors that the company is a relatively safe bet. If you do not comply with the HRC's guidelines and receive a low CEI score, then investment firms that control trillions of dollars, such as BlackRock, will actively avoid investing in your company. This situation becomes particularly concerning when viewed through the lens of potential blackmail. If a company fails to meet HRC's criteria, the HRC can exert pressure on investors. These investors, in turn, can influence the company's board, creating a chain of external pressures. If they learn that a company is not complying with the HRC's LGBTQ criteria, they have the power to contact advertising agencies and encourage them to no longer do business with these companies. This could result in a significant loss of income for a non-compliant company. Adding another layer of complexity, companies that do adhere to the CEI criteria may also be penalized if they engage in business with companies that do not. In some cases, even the companies that are making an effort to meet the CEI standards could see their scores negatively affected. Very powerful billionaires are very much against conservative values. Strong family bonds, frugality, and modesty contradict the consumer.
I'm sorry, but this is way longer than it needs to be. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right here. So basically, we got the gist of it. Disney, like the whole LGBTQ movement, is basically the driving force as to why, like one of the many driving forces, but as to why it's failing. But however, so like it's basically what everybody thinks. It's just like one big thing for their business. It's like nobody, like, do they really care about LGBT? They don't, obviously. They just want to get a high ass score, because if they don't include LGBTQ, then in the long term they're just gonna lose even more money out of it. So this is all just a business move by them, bro. Like, they don't give a fuck. They just need a high ass score in order to keep them investors rolling in. That's just, at the end of the day, businesses, they just make a profit. That's the whole point of a business, just to make money and profit. So sorry to break it to you, LGBT folks. Love y'all. Y'all are cool, but y'all are just a number. Y'all are just a score to them, dead ass. But it is what it is, man. Shout out to Patrick CC, bro. This nigga makes amazing motherfucking shit. I'm showing everything. Fuck. This nigga makes amazing motherfucking documentaries. We're an hour and 14 in. We got one more video to watch, and then we finna hop the hell off of this shit. But all I want to say is, Disney, y'all gotta get that shit right, bro. Y'all gotta get that shit right, bro. It's just like, why would they even? It's so bad over at Disney right now. All right,
cheating.
Last up, before we end this whole thing off, we're gonna revisit our old friend. We're gonna visit the satisfying downfall of Nadia. Oh my gosh, when was the last time I even made a Nadia video? Holy shit. The last time I made a Nadia video was all the way back in when? Was like, bro, it was like 8 months ago. Holy shit, was the last video I made about Nadia. That's crazy. But we're gonna watch the new one, and I want to watch, and I really want to see what happened to her, because after the whole cheating allegations basically cleared, nobody gave a fuck. So I want to see this real quick.
Cheating allegations, toxicity.
I'm not even showing my thing. All right, we're good. Let me get rid of this other one.
Cheating allegations, toxicity, doxing, fake content, and OnlyFans. Nadia has quite a reputation in the Call of Duty community. All of these factors resulted in Nadia becoming one of the most hated female streamers on the internet. And despite her destroying her reputation multiple times throughout the years, she has no plans to stop sabotaging herself anytime soon. In fact, she did not only go from being the self-proclaimed best female Warzone player to a soulless hot tub streamer that collaborates with controversial figures, but also decided to expose the official publisher of Call of Duty in the process. So, this probably leaves you wondering, what on earth is going on with her? Well, it's time to find out. The career of Nadia officially started on the 20th of January in 2021, when she decided to go live for her first ever Twitch stream, and managed to rack in a total of 12 average viewers with it. It didn't mean much, but it was a start. And after consistently streaming around 100 hours per month, she started gaining quite a following while playing her favorite game, Call of Duty. She was very good at it, and had no problem in communicating this to her viewers, putting haiku games with all caps in her titles and labeling herself as better than her viewers' favorite male streamers. Tournaments, wagers, and slaying out in public matches. There was nothing that Nadia couldn't do. And alongside her rising viewership, criticism and hate also began forming slowly. She started getting talked about in the community, and even got accused of wall hacking by viewers. But she used this negative energy to fuel herself even more. And a month later, this began bearing fruit, as she finally started averaging over 100 viewers on Twitch. It seems like nothing could go wrong for Nadia.
Speaking of nothing going wrong, did we ever find out if she was actually ever cheating or not? Is that still like a question that we have till this day? Because I don't fucking know. I never watched this girl. But like, did she ever actually beat the allegations? I don't fucking know. Someone let me know. Someone let me know, because I don't.
As she simultaneously established herself as the best female Call of Duty player by winning girl-only tournaments and setting world records. And 2022 was going to be even better for her. This was because she did not only make the top 100 for the Phase 1 challenge, which she luckily didn't end up winning for her own sake, but also because she reached 500,000 followers on TikTok and suddenly gained over 100,000 followers on Twitch while averaging over 1,500 viewers at the same time. However, this was also the moment where Nadia's reputation started declining, as with the rapid surge in popularity also came a lot of sexism. She became the butt of your regular women belong in the kitchen joke that went completely viral on TikTok with nearly 3 million views. And even though she got a lot of support in this situation, opinions were a lot different when she got outed by YouTuber Call of Shame for cheating. You see, Call of Shame was a content creator that based all of his videos around exposing and discussing popular Call of Duty players cheating and exploiting. And although views views were already quite decent for this channel, he definitely hit a massive home run when he made his hit piece on Nadia. In this video, he accused her of buying followers as she gained a lot of them in a single day, covering the kill feed, analyzed her monitor setup and noticed her glancing a lot to a second monitor, and brought the legitimacy of her female world record into question.
The entire game was utterly embarrassing, and difficult to watch her get hyped killing toddlers before bath time. I am now canceling this world record claim, absolutely ridiculous. How can we take her serious? Those eyes are everywhere, while she hunts and kills extremely poor Warzone players.
Also showing examples of alleged aimbot and using a VPN to get in bot lobbies. Nadia decided to respond to these accusations a few days later on her YouTube channel, denying everything and explaining that it was down to the fact that she grew very rapidly and that she's a female. Also saying that she glanced over a lot to look at the minimap and showed gameplay with a controller cam, to prove that she isn't cheating. So, this meant that everyone dropped their suspicions and they all lived together happily ever after, right?
Dude, she is a fucking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna steal the shit out of this from Pat God, bro. You are a professional victim. It has nothing to do with you being a female. It has everything to do with the fact that you got some allegations coming your way, baby girl. You, it is still sus to this day. I don't think we still have any confirmation that she was not cheating. I still don't think so. Like, she has, like, it's always whenever you accuse a female gamer, streamer of anything, they always gotta throw out the card, it's because I'm a girl. No, it's just because it's just because you look sus. Like, it's not because of your gender. You're just a sus person. That's a personality issue, not a gender one, man.
Right? No, of course not. Because the accusations continued, with Call of Shame making another video, and the mob of hate growing so large that Nadia even got swatted, which obviously went way too far, but she used the attention to increase her audience, and many YouTubers started covering her situation. At one point, she completely switched her approach of dealing with these people, giving into their energy by using self-deprecating humor for marketing purposes, and becoming more toxic towards her haters and clapping back at people on Twitter. And in September, she defended herself from the allegations once again, finally responding to some viral exposing clips made on her.
And is this something you've seen or like heard about before?
Yeah, this is like a frame glitch, and I've seen it multiple times on different like streams. I mean, there's a guy who made a TikTok about it saying that he doesn't cheat and this happens to him.
Her response for the final clip wasn't the best.
I mean, whoever clipped that cut it right when I was like going up. I mean, I could have had a Yui. I could have just killed like somebody down there and, you know, it would have pinged him. My monitor's right there. I don't know.
But at this point, if you still didn't believe that Nadia was actually cheating, you would definitely feel bad for her and be on her side. And many people actually thought this way as she reached 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and a peak of 6,000 viewers on Twitch in November. But at the end of the year, Nadia would do something that ruined the image of her being this wholesome, innocent streamer full of positivity, as she doxed one of her own viewers. On the 19th of December in 2022, YouTuber Mischief uploaded a video of Nadia doxing one of her viewers as revenge, and she got banned for 14 days as a result.
She not only doxes her fan.
So I just want to say, Daddy Slayer, I know you used your name as Daddy Slayer, and you said enjoy using cheats, but what you don't know is that when you send me money on PayPal, it actually gives me your full name. So Charlie, thank you for the $1 dono, Charlie.
But also goes the extra mile and directly incites harassment against said individual.
I hope that, for whatever reason, you find actual time to do something in your fucking life. Because now you look like a fucking idiot.
Oh, wow.
Again, Charlie.
Spells his name out.
If anyone wants to know. And
what the fuck, bro? Why?
That will go towards my McDonald's Happy Meal.
The reason for this reaction from Nadia...
Bro, what the fuck is her problem, bro? Like, you did it! You won! And you sit up here doxing your own viewers, bro. That shit is lame as fuck. Like, why even... What? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. Like, oh my gosh, like... had the audacity to get what she wanted, hit 100,000 subscribers, 6,000 average viewers just to dox someone and throw it on. That shit is dumb as fuck, nigga. What the hell? Like, what the fuck, man? Oh my gosh, man. See, this is why, like, certain people just need to, like, learn, bro. Like, certain people, like, we all make mistakes ultimately, but like some people just need to, like, there's just certain shit when you hit a certain level you just need to know. This is one of the things you just need to know when you hit a certain level. You can't just get so mad to the point where it's like now you're leaking information and now that information could possibly harm someone else. Like, bro, you gotta know, you gotta know this shit, bro. Like, you can't let your anger, your emotions get the best of you. I know it's hard, but shit, it is what it is, Nadia, bro. Damn.
Yeah, multiple donations that called her a cheater, a joke she used in her own TikToks plenty of times. And despite people calling for a permanent ban because of this, she got her ban revoked by Twitch after a whole 6 hours. Nadia uploaded an apology video.
Looking back at it and having the time to reflect, I realized that wasn't the best way to combat the hate. And I should have played into it how I normally play into like hate comments and stuff, how I troll them back. But I didn't. And like I said, in a moment of weakness, I kind of just said what was on my mind. And I realize now that I shouldn't have done that.
And many fans were still on her side after this incident. But her reputation definitely took a huge hit from it, as this was a slip up that fell out of her regular character. But was it really a slip up? Because YouTuber Lenza managed to find another instance where Nadia doxed a viewer. Yet this one actually flew under the radar.
Yo, Bitmoji Detector. Thank you for the $1 dono. I appreciate that. Well, let's find out your real name.
What?
Kiss. E-N. Kiss.
The innocent reputation of Nadia started disappearing more and more over time, and her true colors began showing as her toxicity increased.
Shut your dumb up. Shut your dumb up. 360 damage. Shut your dumb up.
Which even led to her
What's
getting
wrong with
voice
that?
chat banned. However, this was just the beginning, as Nadia was slowly transitioning into the world of IRL streams and fabricated content, as she made vlogs with skits to utilize clickbait titles and thumbnails and collaborated with controversial streamers like Aiden Ross. It was a time where her Call of Duty streams also started losing relevancy, losing more than half of her viewers from the peak in November, and she also got sick of playing Warzone 2, which meant that she had to come up with a new content plan. Luckily for her, she experimented with this IRL content at the right time, as she could see a spike in viewership whenever she streamed it, and it resulted in her collaborating with Face Adept, Bryce Hall, Aircool, and even familiar faces on our channel like Neon and Daddy Longneck. Smash or Pass, Hot Tub Streams.
I'm sorry. That shit caught me off guard, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm not gonna say what caught me off guard, but if you know, you know. I'm sorry. That just fucked me up mentally. I'm so sorry.
Truth or Spin the Wheel, and other low-effort IRL streams became the norm. But when everyone really started losing their mind and their respect for Nadia, is when she made her own Passes account. Now, like I explained in my Stalker video, the Passes platform can be used to simply just sell selfies of yourself, like in the situation of Ava Majuri. But Nadia had different plans for this website, and decided to treat it more like OnlyFans. Revealing and explicit pictures and videos of Nadia were now available, and it could all be yours for a modest $15, $59 or $90 per month. The backlash she received on this was immense, as she went from a Call of Duty player with at least a tiny bit of respect left to your typical female hot tub streamer with a platform for exclusive content. And Nadia decided to respond to the hate in the way that she knew best.
But the thing is though, is I am very talented and I can do multiple careers.
Really?
I am actually one of the best female all-star athletes there is.
Really?
Now I'm about to show you why.
Content became more.
Fuck! Oh my god, that's not even. Oh my god! Like, this shit actually irritates the fuck out of me, bro. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck told you that that was a good idea? Because you sitting up here with OnlyFans, like, oh my god, what happened? Like, oh my god. That was one of the worst things I've ever had to watch. Because, real quick, to segue back to your OnlyFans, I'm not paying $90 a month just to see some pancakes, bro. I'm sorry. That shit is not for me. Like, it can be to whoever has $90, you know, that's fucking lonely, fucking whatever, bro. Like, go ahead and put your $90 in her pocket. But, bro, why have a, like, bro, that's just gonna fuck everything over. Like, whoever has OnlyFans, do you. But like, you, Nadia, like, that's just gonna bring so much disrespect to you, bro, to the point where niggas now have a reason to not give you their money. Niggas now have a reason to make fun of you for real, because you can't take it back the fact that you have an OnlyFans. You just can't. But you can sit up here and say, oh, I don't cheat, I don't do this, I don't do that. That shit, like, there's no real evidence. But you having an OnlyFans, shit is right there for $90 a month, dumbass. Oh my god, like, I hate seeing niggas fuck shit up for themselves, bro. Like, it may sound like I fucking hate Nadia, but damn, like, I actually want to see her win, and she's just doing all the, like, that shit just wouldn't work, bro. But fuck, man.
Or optimized for a male-dominant gamer audience over time. And to when she topped this off with a video featuring the lie detector guy that allegedly got accused of faking it, and also hung out with FouseyTube, who she later got into drama with. Big surprise. Really? The standard for her new content had been set. The dislikes on her YouTube videos showed a distaste for this new style of content. But her Twitch numbers displayed the real truth, as her average viewers climbed to over 5,000 again after fully switching to IRL content and leaving Call of Duty behind. So, this surely meant that the drama was over, right? She just became an IRL streamer with a Passes account that hung out with the popular creators in her niche. Well, no, because she had one final trick up her sleeve to make people hate her even more.
What was that? Awful transformation.
Despite all the controversy and hate that Nadia and her brand attracted, as she was also under fire for making an LGBTQ+ joke in a TikTok back in April, Activision and Call of Duty always had a good relationship with her, as she would frequently use her connections with the company to get unbanned for certain things, get flown out to events, or even have players criticizing her get blocked from competitions. But when Nadia started becoming more of an IRL streamer that made explicit content, she failed to get an invite for the COD Next event from the company that once defended her. Now, COD Next is the first big public event where fans can see their favorite creators and players testing the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for the first time. And despite many popular influencers getting an invite for this event, Nadia didn't, and claimed that it was due to her posting bikini pictures on Twitter. In her exposing tweet, she dragged fellow Call of Duty creators into the situation, saying that double standards were in place when it came to Tfue, Aiden, Swag, and Lucky posting revealing pictures. Nadia later deleted her Aiden
who? Aiden Ross? Oh, like these are dead ass gamers. Like, they play the game. You don't play the game no more, so what the fuck would they invite you for?
Swag and Lucky posting revealing pictures. Nadia later deleted her tweet, as even Jake Lucky, who was usually on her side, disagreed with her reasoning. But she didn't escape the pushback from the community, as everyone was cooking her in the replies. Nadia now not only had a large part of the Call of Duty community against her, but also potentially burned her bridge with Activision in the process. And she blamed every single controversy she has been a part of on simply being female. Sexism obviously exists at large in the gaming world, but when you use this card in situations where you get criticized for doxing viewers, insensitive jokes, or even jumping to conclusions on not getting invited for an event, your credibility will start to crumble, and it definitely added up to her terrible reputation on the internet nowadays. And if that wasn't enough, she now goes for the shock factor in entertainment by pulling off fake skits during her live streams, something that she learned from the expertise group of Aiden Ross and his friends. And although it's part of the current entertainment landscape, you have to wonder, if she truly wasn't cheating, why did she decide to leave her title of best female Warzone player behind and instead wanted to become another creator driven by shock value, attention and viewership? Well, money. She's simply just playing the same game everyone else is playing, and realized the profitability of this content strategy when she played into her cheating allegations back in Call of Duty. So right now she's combining the power of her predominantly male following, appearance and acting skills to find success. And it's working. Now, what do you think about this whole situation? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Shout out to you, man. I don't know how the fuck to say your name, but shout out to you for making a dope ass video. But look, all I'm gonna say is I respect the hell out of Nadia's marketing. I do, 1000%. But however, if you want to be respected, it's not because of your gender. It's because of how you act, bro. It's just how you act. Like, there are things that you do that are gonna grant you disrespect and has nothing to do with your gender. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where the fuck you're getting that from. Like, that shit be hella annoying sometimes. Like, it's just like your actions, not because of who you are, you know? Well, yeah, that's it for this stream. It was an hour and 30. Holy shit, this is actually fun. But now, like I said in the beginning, I don't remember if I said this in the beginning or not. But, you know, we just trying to get comfortable with this hoe, bro. We just getting comfortable, and after we get more and more comfortable, the streams are only going to get better and better and better, because I already got some fire ideas for stream, but I'm not going to do any of them, like, soon. And when I say soon, like, probably within, like, a few weeks. I'm gonna start executing on some ideas, you know, soon, like a little after a couple of weeks. But right now, we're just in the feeling out process. We're in the trying to get comfortable with the shit process, and during the comfortable process, shit may not be that great. Let's just call it what it is. It's not gonna be great, but eventually this shit will be fucking fire, bro. This shit will be, I'm telling you niggas, like, I'm gonna grind the hell out of this. I'm gonna put my fucking foot on the gas pedal, and I promise you niggas, like, I'm looking at you, bro. I'm gonna put my foot on the gas pedal, and I'm not letting you niggas down, bro. Because we about to hit 1K, right? Road to 1K is almost over. After that, road to 10K. Fuck 2, 3, 4. We on straight to 10. And after that, we going for 100,000, bro. And the only way to do that is if I mash my foot on the fucking gas, bro. There's no other way. And I gotta come up. I gotta execute, bro. I gotta execute on these ideas. I gotta generate some good ideas, bro. And I promise y'all I will, bro. So shout out to all the niggas that popped in the live stream. I see y'all. Shout out to the niggas that will pop up on the VOD. And yeah, it's been your boy Brody Robinson. Hey, man. It was a W stream. I had fun. I did have fun, actually. This shit was we didn't do much, but yeah, we still had fun, which is actually fucking crazy. So just imagine, like, when we actually really start going in. But anyways, like I said, I'm out. I'm gonna see you boys later. I'm gonna see you boys, shit, technically later today. But yeah, see ya, boys. You know what? Before, I want to play something real quick. Holy shit.
Yeah. Tea time. Cup of this shit. Tea time.